Hello dear students, I am Shalaka Deshpande. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the video lecture series on software engineering. Okay, so in this lecture I will be giving you introduction to software and what is the nature of software and what is a software. Okay, and before starting this video I want to tell that I will be considering the explanation point wise so that I don't miss out the important concepts. Okay, clear? So let's get started with the today's lecture. So our first lecture is introduction to software engineering. Now you might be wondering, what is this software? What do we mean by software? So here software is a generic term which means collection of instructions which consist of program. Software is a computer program and every program consists of set of instructions. Okay, clear? What is software? This is the definition of software. मतलब software is nothing but a computer program which is set of instructions. It consists of instructions. Okay, clear? Now what does the software includes? What does this program include? What are other areas or what are other angles? What are other things which are included in software other than program? Okay, so those things are software. First of all, obviously software includes program, then it includes library files. Okay, then it also includes online documentation. In the online documentation we are having all the detailed steps how to use that software. It's given under the help section, online documentation. It will give you all the instructions how to use that software, how to run codes on that software, etc, etc. Okay, clear? So I hope what is software, this is a clear, it might not be 100% clear to you, but you might have got idea what it is. Okay, all of you must be using computers at your homes, right? So next is machine language instructions and CPU. See, whenever we write a code, if you have worked on ARM, AVR, whenever you do coding on any processor or any controller, okay, we initially use machine language instructions. So if we want to use machine language instruction to program a particular processor or a controller, so these machine language instructions are processor specific. Means every processor will have different set of instructions, different instruction set. Instruction set of ARM is different, instruction set of AVR is different, instruction set of 8051, 8086, every instruction set is different. Okay, so machine language instruction, which machine language program, sorry, executable code which consists of a machine language program which consists of instruction, it is different for different processor. It is processor specific. Okay, clear? So it is processor specific. Processor means CPU, central processing unit of our computer. Okay, clear? So next point is now values in memory. Now this software instruction, what are they capable of? Now your computer consists of memory. Now there is a possibility that there are some variables or new numbers or anything which are stored in that memory. And there is also another possibility that nothing is stored inside the computer memory. While if you are programming, let's assume you have stored some content in the memory location of your computer. So the instruction which is a program, which is inside a program, that is capable of changing the contents of that memory location, right? It can change content of that memory location. Or another capability of that instruction is whatever the computations which are being performed, after performance of that computations, the result you want to display on the computer screen. So to display the result of computation on the computer screen, to display result on the computer's screen, that is also one of the capability of your instructions. Instructions are capable of displaying the contents of variables on the display screen of your computer. So these are the two things which instructions inside your computer machine executable program are capable of. Okay, clear? Now next, interrupt and jump. See, whenever you have the code, whenever you have assembly language code, consider assembly language code. Now in that code, generally the computer executes code sequentially, one instruction after another. Means if there are 10 instructions, first instruction will be executed first, second, third instruction will be executed third time, fourth instruction will be executed in the fourth iteration, and like that. It will execute those instructions line by line sequentially, except if the jump instruction is present in the computer program, it will jump to that memory location which is specified in that instruction. It will then start executing the code from that address where it is specified in the jump instruction. So in the case of jump instruction, code flow of program is not sequential. Okay, now here one more thing is that in case there is an interrupt, your operating system gives interrupt. So in case of operating system interrupt, first the control is passed to that interrupt. Control of the program is passed to that interrupt. Interrupt is entertained. The whole interrupt code is executed, and after execution of last instruction of interrupt code, again the next instruction of the program is executed. If you have any doubts on interrupt, you can refer my embedded systems series playlist. Okay, in that I have given you the detailed idea of interrupt, but this is a different subject, so I'm not going to talk about it here. Okay, now next is OS and software. See, what is operating system? We have heard that there is an operating system subject in computer engineering. What is that operating system? See, operating system is used to manage the operations and resources of your computer. Okay, it interfaces computer software with hardware. Means you are able to interact with your computer because of the operating system. Okay, now there are various types of operating systems. For example, Windows is there, Linux is there, now Windows 11 is there, right? And Mac OS is there, Android is there. So there are various examples of operating systems. Operating system is also in your mobile phones. Okay, so without operating system, it is not possible for you to interact with any computing device or hardware or computers. Okay, so it basically manages all the resources of your computers. Okay, it is a set of programs basically. All right, now we have operating system and sophisticated software. Now we say these days softwares are very sophisticated and complex. Have you wondered why the softwares are very sophisticated and complicated these days? Because it's time advanced. Okay, there's improvement in the performance of computer hardware, upgradation in the architecture of computer. All right, then there is increase in the memory of computers and storage spaces increase. And to achieve the higher performance, to achieve the success in the performance, we require the software which are equally capable, right? For example, suppose you're looking for a life partner, then you will see whether his thinking pattern matches with mine, whether his intellect level is equal to my intellect level. So similarly here also, in case of software, while selecting the software or while designing the software, it is very important to consider how the hardware is. It is important to study the architecture of hardware before deciding the software. Okay, I hope you're getting my point. Now here, one more important point I want to tell is hardware and software coexist and make a system. Means without software you cannot do any computations with hardware only. Software plus hardware makes a system which works according to your instructions, which does computations. Okay, clear? So they have to coexist. They cannot exist individually. All right. Now next is the programming language. Now there are various programming languages. So whatever coding, when we learn coding, for example C, Java, we are studying higher level programming languages. Why? Because they are similar to natural language English and it is easy to learn them. We can easily learn them because they are similar to natural language. So programming languages in programming languages like C and Java, the high level code cannot be understood by your computer. Okay, it has to be converted into machine code of ones and zeros. So conversion of a high level code into a machine code is done by a compiler or interpreter or combination of compiler and interpreter both. Okay, so that is about the programming languages. In C or Java we have compiler or interpreter which converts high level language into machine executable code which is understood by the computer. Okay, clear? Now next is assembler. What does assembler do? There is a compiler, there is an interpreter, there is an assembler. What is the function of assembler? You must have heard assembly language program. So in assembly language program, there are various instructions. They are corresponding to machine language instruction, but it is not a machine language code. It is different from machine language code. Okay, it is different from machine language code. Machine language code consists of ones and zero, which is understood by computer. Whereas your assembly language, it is similar to some words of English are taken in assembly language. For example, move A, comma B, like that. Then other instructions are there, CLR, RST, okay, various instructions, rotate right, rotate left, various instructions are there in assembly language programming, and they have some words of English. So there is difference between assembly language and the machine language. So what does assembler do? Assembler converts assembly language into machine level language understandable by computer. Okay, now you can see this diagram. Here it is displayed that user is interacting with computer hardware, and you can see this application software is interfaced with operating system and arrows indicate the information flow. Now it is very important to interface application software with operating system because you are communicating, user is communicating with hardware via application software. Okay, whatever you are operating a software, you are working on a particular software that is interfaced to the operating system, which enables communication between user and the hardware, and hardware does all the computations according to the program which you have written in the application software. Okay, I hope you're getting my point. It's clear. Now next is computing potential. Now see, what is the main job of software? The main job of software is to deliver the computing potential embodied by computer hardware. Okay, every computer hardware is having a potential to do work, and that is delivered by software. Alright, so here it is very important. It acts as means it's like without software it is not possible for hardware to perform the tasks. Okay, and now there is an information. Software is also information translator and information producer. Information translator in the sense you are giving voice input to your Google Assistant or voice commands to Alexa or any other computing system. So to translate it into the language understandable by that machine, and then accordingly it works. Okay, clear? So that is information translation, and many times it produces information. Okay, clear? So that is the software. Okay, and it is also plays important role in the computer networks. Okay, computer networks in which there are various computers, they are interconnected by communication lines and information transfer takes place. Software also plays important role there. Okay, so next is as I told, it acts as a vehicle for information flow. For example, to go somewhere you require a scooty, motorcycle or public transport. You require vehicle if the place is far away. So similarly for information flow, okay, if two computers are far in the computer network, for information flow, software acts as a vehicle to deliver the information. Its main task is to deliver the information in the computer networks. Clear? So basically in the internet we have a gateway and it is connected to various computers via communication lines, and translation of information in different forms and the delivery of information is the responsibility of a software. Okay, so this was about the introduction to software. What is software in the software engineering? If you have any doubts, you might be having doubts according to me, so I request you to see what are interrupts. For example, you might be wondering what is this interrupt. So I have one more video on interrupt in the embedded lecture series. You are requested to watch that lecture series, it will be clear to you. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture. If you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.